Dude, doesn't that rip?
You're an idiot.
No, you're an idiot.
Welcome back, boobs and butts. It's the You're an Idiot podcast. I'm Alex Drago with my fat co-host, Jeffrey.
Oh my God.
Osmus.
One day the puerile, infantile humor will end.
I thought it was good. I thought that was funniher in my head when I wrote it down.
No, it was good. Yeah, I feel like you've done a vulvas and clits before or something like that.
Yeah, you gotta get all the parts.
Snatches and anuses.
That'll be next week.
Okay,
that's good.
go.
But we got a new week upon us, Jeffrey. It's Tuesday. How you feeling?
Tuesday, October 1st.
New month.
New month. Wow. New month, new moon, new me. It's
pumped.
spooky season, Drago.
Okay.
Halloween. I don't see you as a guy who was ever into Halloween.
We don't dress up in my house.
You never did?
I know we did a little bit growing up for sure, but
what was your big costume as a kid? I can't imagine you getting into the spirit of Halloween.
My best costume was college. Me and my friends, we dressed up as True Detective.
I hate that.
It was really good.
I don't want a good costume. I want a funny costume. Good costumes I have no interest in. I just want it to be funny.
Oh, my friend was, I was Marty, my friend was Rust, and my other buddy Tooch was the Yellow King.
Okay. I've actually never seen the show, so it makes no sense to me.
Well, the Yellow King is like, I think he's actually like the murderer in the show. I kind of forget.
The Yellow King? You mean Mao Zedong?
Uh-oh.
The Yellow King.
Well, Jeff's not getting SNL. So
or maybe I will.
Yeah.
Chairman
You're the host.
Mao. Yeah, okay.
But the Yellow King's actually like the murderer guy, but my friend just dressed up as the sun, and that was like our big joke. Like,
Jesus. Wow.
We just made him dress up in like a yellow suit.
Oh, God. That's like basketball player humor.
No, this is like Tooch. You know Tooch.
Oh, I do know Tooch. Okay.
It was actually
I can imagine that being funny at the moment. That's one that doesn't really translate outside of the room, I think. Oh, instead of Yellow King, he dressed up as the sun.
No, just like we just put him in like a yellow costume.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
it was kind of stupid.
Yeah,
we loved it. But yeah, when you're constantly 9 beers deep in college, you think everything's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh my God, my costume. I was just cross dressed every year.
What's the earliest you ever drank?
In the day?
Yeah.
8 a.m.
For football games?
Yeah, football games.
Was that every Saturday?
Yeah. If it was a home game, for sure.
I don't think I ever drank in the morning.
I didn't like doing that. That actually I never enjoyed, because I would always, some people would be like, have self-control and not go out the night before. I would. And it's not fun to fall asleep at 3 a.m. blackout and then drink at 8 a.m. Yeah. I actually hated that, but everyone was like, "You're a fucking pussy." So I did it more times than I didn't enjoy.
Why would you stay up till 3?
Because I have no self-control and I love to live in the moment.
The guy loves to drink.
I need to forget about everything.
Yeah.
That's it. I love to drink.
Drinking's back. Honestly, drinking is back. Drinking's back.
You just said you were off it 8 days ago.
No, but
You're like, oh, I don't drink on days that end in Y anymore. Oh, weekend only. Weekend beers only.
Friday.
Yeah, when we go to Madison, Saturday. I probably won't even have a beer. This is all on record.
I had 2 last night at Jamie Wolf's birthday party. Shout out Jamie Wolf.
I almost went, chose not to.
And Casey Shornima's.
I was tired. I flew from LA. I was tired.
Did I
miss a good hang?
It was a little too much for me.
And if it was too much, yeah, that's perfect.
I'll tell you, man, you're just like, there's like
50 comics all bombarding you. Like, oh, where are you? What have you been up to? What's going on? Nah, I'm done with parties.
It's way too many people that I'm like kind of friends with.
The worst.
And you're just like, oh, where you been? Oh, you were in Asheville?
Where do you live again? You're Park Slope. Oh, Park Slope. Okay.
I was in Charleston.
Oh, my God.
Holy shit. Oh, you submitted for that? Me too. Fuck that booker. Da-da-da. And you're just like...
But you don't know any of them well enough to have a good conversation. You can just like get through the motions for 5 minutes.
You're getting through the motions for 5 minutes for 3 hours.
And then the second you leave, another person. Everyone's... Because you haven't seen people in a long time, so it... At first is kind of fun for maybe 20 minutes. Sure. And then you're like, okay.
I made a huge rookie mistake. I like...
Yeah, which female comic did you get in an argument with this time?
Oh, I actually had a really good one with Sereni Waysankara.
Oh boy.
Sereni.
We were a Sankara, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a really... Actually, we had a really good mental health convo for like 20 minutes.
Really?
That was like the best part of the night for me.
We haven't had 20 minutes of cumulative mental health talk in 3 years of the
Mental
pod.
health.
I couldn't say cumulative. Cumulative was kind of I was getting nervous about cumulative before I said it.
Okay.
You've been talking about 20 minutes cumulatively of mental health in 3 years of this pod.
Sereni opened it up for me.
Wow.
She opened up my mind a little
What did
bit.
she? Okay, in what way? Fascinating. Finally, how interesting. You listen to a woman. All
Yeah.
I need to do is have a fucking vagina all these years.
And
You might have
all
been on
years.
meds for 2.5 years.
Yeah, it was mostly just about because I was telling her I was like I felt a little run down lately. I had this like a web series coming up with like Dan Carney that I'm doing. So it's like the 1 week that I'm like not really on the road. I'm just like doing this like web like filming all this stuff. And she's telling me you gotta have planned time off. So
Sure.
I'm gonna develop that soon. I'm gonna figure out when I'm gonna take.
That
time
is a
off.
good idea. That's a great idea. I don't.
You know?
Yeah. Okay. I
See,
thought you were going to dig a little deeper into mental health. So all you learned is that you should relax sometimes.
Gotta relax. Well, because she took.
This is like a blowing his mind.
Well, she took 2 months off.
Yeah,
And
she was gone for a
and
while.
She said it was really, really good. You know, I think like a lot of stuff. Just
I don't think I could take 2 months off, but I agree with the sentiment. Yeah. I hope to do something like that one day.
I think you can. I think this stuff.
I thought she meant more like, from 6 to 8 every day I read and I don't look at my phone or something. That's what I think would be better. Like more like get away from your phone. Because when you're not working, you're just staring at your phone.
I think she was fed up or like kind of like stand up. Like it just kind of got a lot.
No, I mean, I get it. I think about quitting every single day. Thank God it's hard to buy a gun in New York. Thank God. Some of these shows, another email.
Always.
Can't do it. Promoting constantly, I'm out.
Yeah, it's really
I'm touring incessantly till next April, then I'm taking 4 or 5 months off.
The kid is, yes.
I'm going to take
when it gets warm out, you got to take the time off.
You got to see this world before, I mean, it's rapidly flooding and going away. The Smokies are gone.
Got to go to concerts.
Gotta go to concerts.
Gotta smoke a little weed.
Going to Oasis next summer. It's all about going to Oasis.
You know they're coming to Chicago now?
Oh, they added New York? Or they added American shows?
They added Soldier Field. You might want to look into that.
Oh my God. I stayed up till 4 a.m. to buy their fucking tickets.
I was going to text you that. I was like, oh shit, they're just coming to Chicago now.
Why just do the whole tour at once? Yeah. Announce the whole thing at once. You think we're not going to... Well, they weren't ever as big in America, I guess. So maybe that's why.
Wait, Connor, I think you might want to look that up.
Yeah, can you look up the Oasis American tour? If Liam fucked me again...
I promise it's Soldier Field and like only 2 other cities.
Well, they'll add more. That'd be insane. If Soldier Field... that wouldn't be that great of a concert.
Like $60K?
That wouldn't be a fun concert. Maybe. That Soldier Field sucks, kind of.
You do the comedy bar before?
I could do the comedy bar right before and slide over to see Oasis. Check out Wonderwall between my spot.
I'm not seeing the dates here yet, but I do see stops planned in Chicago, Los Angeles, and just outside New York City in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Oh, they're probably going to MetLife. Okay, interesting.
Ooh,
wow.
well, so
that's why I saw Guns N' Roses. I would never go there again.
So now with this New York Chicago thing, are you gonna switch up the plans at all? Or
I'll just go to both.
Oh yeah, because you like.
There's also a show in Toronto.
Suck them off.
Toronto. Oh, maybe I'd go Toronto. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Oasis is probably my favorite band.
Yeah, so you usually
I don't think they're the best band, but they are my favorite band.
Hey, dude, my boys Wild Pink are touring hard the next few months. I'm gonna try to catch them.
You got to get the money while you can. That's what I'm doing. I'm touring like a bitch till next April.
Just take it.
I only have like 2 weekends off till next April.
Yeah.
That's, I think I had 2 or 3. 3 Thanksgiving, 3.
It ain't easy.
It ain't easy.
Anyways, at the party, dude, that's what I had. My big issue. I sat myself by the table by the door. So for the first 20 minutes, I was like essentially the greeter.
You fool.
I kept being like, hey.
You're still doing that podcast with that anti-Semite?
Oh yeah, you still doing that
that
podcast with that Nazi? I was like, oh yeah, favorite.
No, I
Nazi.
don't do I can't say her name. Never mind. I was about to say her name.
Chill.
Never mind. I almost said it. Almost slipped up there, folks.
Everyone chill. But yeah, it was just a little too much. You know, I was talking to Simon Fraser. Simon, that guy has a good time everywhere.
Yes, he's a man who's living for the next pleasure, and I respect that.
Because when it got to me, Tucker Brookshire, Simon Fraser, and Horvath just hanging out.
These are our friends for listeners who have no idea who they are.
Great comics, great friends. once it got to that for like the last half hour, I was smooth.
That's
sailing.
great. You got to find the group and just sit at a table. You can't be standing up, walking around. You get at a table, make them come to you. It's like you're at the Pope table at Buca de Beppo. It's like, come over, say hi, kiss the ring. I'm not getting up.
I
don't
love
get up to
Jamie
hug.
and Casey, but I'll tell you this, man. Unless it's a weekend and I can just get a little drunk, I don't think I can do a comic hang like a 50-person comic hang.
Yeah, you can't hang because you can't get hammered on a Sunday night.
Right. And it's got to be like it's either your 6, like I could like go to dinner, have like and like hang out with like my 6 good friends like we do.
Oh, that's the dream.
That's way different than this like 50-person like, oh, like I've been on shows with you, like I don't know.
That's for like children. We're older we don't need large parties. That's like we're over 27 years old. It's over.
The problem is too is that like most like usually like at a green room hang or a comedy show hang, you have like the 2 or 3 minute sincere conversation with somebody. You catch up with someone like, oh, I got a cat. Oh, you got a cat? That's so cool.
That's a sincere conversation. That's the big deep one.
Tell me about your cat.
You got a pet? Oh my god!
Gus got a hair transplant. I talked to him before about it.
Who the fuck is Gus?
Gus like Constellanos.
Oh, the Greek guy. Oh yeah.
And he's like a really sweet guy. And we actually talked about his hair transplant for like 10 minutes. Very interesting.
Wow, are you thinking of getting one? Hopefully. Wow. Hopefully it convinced you.
So I got this,
pull that hair back.
I got this widow's peak.
We got
right
the
here.
same thing going on.
Little widow's peak.
Yeah. Okay. You try to hide yours more. I'm more open about it.
Huh?
Yeah. I got mine gaping right there.
Well, I think what I've decided is that I've had a buzz for most of my life, and I'll probably just when it's really bad, I'll probably just buzz it.
You're gonna go bald?
I'll just buzz it. Yeah.
Like so, it's like in a millimeter long.
I think so.
Oh,
what do you mean? Oh.
Why would you do that? That's giving up. You're giving up.
What do you mean I'm giving up?
That's the last trace of your youth.
That was my haircut for 10 years.
You were bald?
Not bald, but I had like a 1, like a number 1.
I don't know, man. You were a D1 athlete then. You don't have the same cachet. You could have had a swastika shaved on your forehead then and got pussy.
It'll probably go bad in 5 years. You know, it'll probably really go. And then, you know what? Then maybe I'll get a hair transplant.
Your hair will fall out right when the water runs out. So it'll be perfect.
It won't be a big deal. And also, I can pull off a buzz, dude. It ain't nothing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as long as you still have crippling commitment issues, I'm sure it won't be a detriment to you on the dating scene.
Everything will be all right, guys.
Yeah. What happened to this Australian girl?
She kind of played me.
What do you mean?
She actually
finally the player got played.
She texted me yesterday too. I was like, I gave a little one-word response. I was mad at her. Last week she texted me on Tuesday. I think after we did the pod, or right before we did the pod, she's like, "Do you want to hang out today? I'll come to Bushwick." I was like, "Yeah, great. Come over after my pod."
Oh, that's why you were so jubilant during the pod. That's why you were so optimistic about the future.
Doesn't text me back till like 9:30. She's like, "Oh, I just got back from the gym, really tired." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." Thursday comes around, texts me again. Hey, I want to come over tonight. What are you doing? I'm like, oh, I got like a show. Then if you want to hang out after, great. I'll come over at like 8:30. 8 o'clock rolls around. Ooh. Hey, I'm actually really tired. Like
2 in a row.
I'm like
2 in 1 week.
Saturday.
Ooh.
Saturday.
I love this. You're getting played like a fiddle.
Saturday texts me.
Beautiful.
Do you want to come over and watch a show? And
Chimp Crazy, I hope.
Southern Charm.
Oh.
And I was like, oh no, I'm going to Philly. And it's just like, hey, listen, like enough. I can't do this. I can't do this. If you're going to come over, then come over. You know, I can't.
You can't cancel twice in 2 days. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's an out of your life. That's a done.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
But here's actually my conundrum, man. I want to talk to you about this. Even though you're really bad with this kind of stuff, I wanted to talk to you about it.
Oh, great.
It's a social thing, and I think, and I know what you're going to say.
You're the king of socializing. Guy who just said he wants to leave a party after 20 minutes.
Well, it's a question about friendship, and this is not really your area of expertise. So I want to ask you this. So,
I have at least 4 or 5 friends.
remember my guy, oh shit, I'm not going to name his name. Remember the guy
who's getting married in Mexico?
No.
Oh,
this guy, remember, this is Pod Lore, guys. Pod Lore,
the guy who didn't invite you to his wedding?
One of my best friends for 10 years.
Let's call him Luigi.
No.
Why? We need a name for him. Oliver. Call him Oliver.
All right, we'll call him Oliver.
Oliver. Okay.
All right, so this is Oliver.
Oliver.
So Oliver, so we see each other, but this is like one of my best friends. We all know this guy. He didn't invite me to his wedding last year. It was Connor, did I even tell you about this?
I think you mentioned it since you've been here.
Yeah, I think we mentioned it. Yeah.
I probably brought it up, but
it's been a thing that's been you've had a brooding in your eyes ever since.
So
there's been the fire's been
the Australian
out.
actually calls me broody a lot.
You would do. You look in the distance like you were you saw the ethnic cleansing in the Balkans.
Yeah.
You have that 1,000-yard stare.
Keeps me up at night.
Like, because you had to watch Derrick Rose dunk over you.
Anyway, Oliver didn't invite me to his wedding, and I was more or less heartbroken. I drew what I do with people in my life when they cross me is I toss them out of my life completely.
Unless they pay the bills like me with Drago, so I can double cross him all I want, and he'll never throw me to the
Jeff
gutter.
thought he was paying the bills for this pod. I was paying like 80. I was getting 80% of it, but I was paying for half the production costs. It was a wash for like the whole time, essentially.
Oh, that doesn't make it. He was getting 8% of the Patreon because I was like, you do all the work. You get 8%. But it turned out to be, I think, no, it wasn't 50-50 because I only got 20%.
Yeah, but I was paying for all the production costs.
Is it really equal to be that much?
It was like $100 difference. Dude.
$100 difference. Oh, give me $100 then if it's nothing. I expect them. I'll Venmo request you $100 per month the last 8 months.
Actually,
okay.
I will talk about it later.
Okay.
Anyway,
$100 is not a lot.
Anyways, this guy crossed me, not unlike Geoff, and but like my brother, you know this. My brother crossed me. He's out of my life.
Brother's out of your life.
I haven't talked to him in 3 years.
Many female comics who you crossed, and then you made it seem like they crossed you, and then you told everyone they were a bitch.
Okay.
I'm kidding about the end.
I overreact.
I'm kidding about the end part.
When women speak up, sometimes I overreact.
Sometimes he's still got that Serbian dog in him.
This guy didn't invite me to his wedding. He crossed me.
Yes.
Out of my life.
Really not that big of a deal. But
blocked him on Instagram.
You blocked him on Instagram?
A little much.
Wow. No, I've blocked literally thousands of people. We looked once. I've blocked 5,200 people on Instagram.
Oh, really?
If I just see someone make a comment, I like block.
Oh, wow.
If I am looking at I see a female comics reel and someone comments like women aren't funny, block. If I see someone post an Israeli flag, block. You're out.
Wow.
Oh
okay.
yeah.
It's just,
I don't need it.
So here's my issue
all in
now.
on the block.
So now that I blocked this guy, he's out of my life. So my buddy Nate, his movie top 15 at Cannes or top 10 at Cannes, like it's like the movie is lauded all over the world.
You still haven't seen it?
So the premiere is tomorrow, Wednesday. 1,100 seat theater for the New York Film Festival, sold out in an hour.
Wow.
We're all going. Oliver, because it's such a big deal, flying in for it.
Oh, you're gonna see him. He's in your section.
So I got the tickets individually. They right because you had to it was like a waiting thing, like what you did for.
He couldn't get you. It's Nate. We can say his name.
Yeah, Nate.
He was on the podcast. You remember Nate Fisher? He's the guy who loved movies a lot.
Yeah,
it was like two autistic titans going to battle when me and him were here.
So Nate told me he sent me the link to stay on. He couldn't give comps. Because they're like $40 tickets or whatever.
Okay, he must be getting a lot of money from this, hopefully.
So I can get into that in a second, actually. It's pretty interesting. But anyway, so my boy Nick texts me and he's like, dude, we're doing like a pregame hang thing for Nate's premiere tomorrow. Just want you to know Oliver's going to be there. I don't know how you feel about it. And it's just like, immediately I was like, not going to the...
oh my God.
To the pregame hang.
Oh, you can't. How many people are going to be there?
For the pregame hang, probably like 10 of us.
Oh, you gotta go. If you don't go, the pod's over.
The after
you
party.
You can't do that anymore.
The after party,
go.
I might go to.
You're not going. You've said you're not going. This is a once in a lifetime thing. I bet this group of people will never be together again. There's a decent chance. How often do you get together with your 9 college friends?
Like 7 of them live in New York.
Okay, well then I guess don't even go to the movie. You're gonna see him next week for Bridge.
I will.
Don't even go to the premiere.
I see them a lot.
Okay.
We see each other a lot.
Still, but you never know. You never know, Drago. Could be the last time. Good to make amends. You don't have to be his friend, but actually, it's kind of fun to ignore people. I'm really good at that. You go in there, you just don't even look them in the eye, have fun with everyone else, keep loudly talking about their weddings.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that thing you did at your wedding, Rick.
Yeah. I don't know how to properly.
You gotta go. If he talks to you, who cares? But you don't have to talk to the guy. You don't know anything. That's not how life works.
I'm getting like the Serbian in me is just burning inside.
Oh, you're gonna you think you're gonna yell at him? That's why.
Definitely.
Oh, I didn't realize that was the.
I think
issue.
the problem with the after party is if
I thought you'd get sad or something.
No,
you're gonna get angry,
really mad at him.
Oh,
I hate this guy.
Oh, it's a totally different.
He
than
totally
I thought.
breached our treason. Friendship treason.
I'd have to. How many people were invited to the wedding again? Like
Couple hunch.
Okay, how many of you was everyone in the friend group invited?
Yes, besides 2.
So there were a couple others.
But him and the other one, they were not. They were like, they did not have a good history.
Oh, okay. But you always you have to think you always blame this guy. Have you ever hung around you? I could see it. I could see getting expunged. They're like, oh, he's going to bring some blonde he met last week. She's going to get drunk and talk about Deloitte.
Am I the problem?
Yeah, you never you always blame Oliver.
Are you not going to invite me to something soon? Are you hedging this right now to not invite me to something?
Maybe you're such a bad hang you don't get a feature in Madison anymore. Yeah. Sometimes I know you bought a plane ticket, but you've been kind of a pill.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
I mean, maybe camping trip in January we're going on, you're not getting invited.
No, I know that.
You're actually not getting invited to that because you don't appreciate nature in a way that would be enjoyable.
No, I'd be a pill in
Joshua Tree. I thought maybe Drago, but then we decided to go somewhere else with the offer.
If it's a tent or a desert,
no, it would have been an Airbnb
to Joshua Tree.
Yeah,
yeah, but I don't do the drugs.
I don't. I'm not doing drugs. I'll get high, but yeah.
Yeah, I
just saying. I can see how Oliver maybe wouldn't want you at the wedding. Maybe he wanted people not to talk about their past glories.
I don't talk about
maybe
my
he wanted a wedding
glories.
maybe there's a rule no glory days talk. Maybe it was you can't mention dunking at Villanova. He gets sick of that. I used to be somebody talk.
I guess
maybe.
I don't think I talk about it that much, but maybe you're right.
Oh, people.
Maybe I'll ask him tomorrow.
We have a huge group chat. Every time you bring up basketball, someone texts it.
I don't really bring up basketball.
We don't have that. That would be maniacal if we had that group chat.
That would be crazy.
I planted that seed though in his mind.
Actually, Simon last night brought up about because he's new to the chat or whatever because he just got in from the fantasy football stuff.
Oh yeah.
And he's like the chat's way too positive. You guys are way too nice to each other. And I was like, dude, you don't want to know
what chat is positive. What is he talking about?
The fantasy.
Oh, the fantasy football chat. Oh yeah, that one's not the shit talking.
Yeah,
chat.
And I was just like, dude, it was so toxic for so long. And then we did kind of point out, he was because Simon was like, well, what were you guys going on? And I was like, well, I had a rivalry with Matt Kennedy, and then I had a rivalry with Greg Kennedy, and then Horvath was like, and he has a rivalry with Asmus. So
yeah, you have rivalries. You're kind of a boisterous fellow.
Yeah. I love to get after it in the chat.
You like to start an argument unless it's biting the hand that feeds you.
No, that's true. I like to get into it.
Yeah,
I like to get into it.
And so that's why you can't go at the premiere. Would you accost Oliver? You'd be like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck?
I like to. What
would you say to this guy? Pretend that I'm him. Pretend that I'm Oliver, and we're at the pre-hang, and I'm going up to you. Hey, howdy, Alex.
What's up, man?
You won't even shake my hand?
No.
You won't even shake my hand?
No.
Come on. God, you missed a great. Sorry we couldn't invite you, man.
We're not doing it.
My
here,
wife,
man.
Katie's a bitch. Yeah, sorry I married a huge bitch. It's not my fault. It was her fault.
His wife stinks.
Yeah. So see, you didn't even think why it could have been the wife. Maybe she hates you.
I think
Did you do anything to her? Did you ever?
I talked mad shit about her once.
Oh wow! I guess Sherlock Holmes has cracked the case. Oh wow! I guess.
Well, his wife.
I guess we found the clue.
His wife did this thing.
How has this never come up before? That you shit talked his wife loudly. Of course, you're not getting invited to his wedding.
Yeah. Well, apparently
he probably fought for you tooth and nail, but she's like, "We're not. Well, if you care about Alex more than me, I guess you just don't have to marry me, Oliver."
I think I texted. So Nick told me I texted him like when he got engaged. I texted Nick like, so we're just gonna let him do this or something like that, or something insane.
Wait, do you think it got back to the wife somehow?
Probably.
Well,
Maybe.
then that's why you didn't get invited to the wedding. How is this not the most obvious conclusion of all
I
time?
get pretty vocal.
The women, unfortunately, women do have a say in who gets invited to a wedding. Now we've given them
I get
so
pretty
many
vocal
rights.
about like if my friends like Reggie Miller's like pretty goated. Like I love Reggie Miller, but like if I don't like a friend's girlfriend, I get pretty feisty.
Sure. Okay. So why would you even be in? If from their perspective, why would they invite you then?
Because I'm one of the gods. I'm one of the gods. I'm one of the ghosts.
If you hate the woman he's marrying and have openly said so, why would they invite you to the wedding?
I didn't like hate her. I just like talk shit about her a little bit.
And what did you say?
Just, you know, just kind of a tough cookie. You know.
And when did you say this? Drunk at a bar?
I would just say this to like the crew sometimes, you know.
Oh, so this is like this is like a continual shit talking.
I mean, this was for like a year.
I mean, I love.
So there was a
you
story.
shit talk her for an entire year.
Well,
why didn't he invite me to his wedding?
Sometimes I would just relay stories. So we were at the Cubs game, right? This is years ago, obviously, like right after COVID, Cubs game, like 2021. He comes to town to see me. Because Oliver and I were great friends. We saw each other at least 3 times a year. Comes to town, brings his girlfriend before they're engaged, obviously. And she did shit like this all the time. Okay, here's what she would do. She would do shit like this. So
it's gonna be so minor. It's gonna be like she would get like nachos and like not want cheese on them.
So it was me and Georgia. And Oliver and his.
Oh, so it was a real meeting of 2 of the most electric women to ever live.
Listen, Georgia rocked. Miss you, babe. So
you don't miss her, you miss the cans. Those things could have been glued to an oak tree and you would have fucked them.
All right. We'll get into that in a second. Jesus. Why is this like my like intervention here?
Because it's funny.
So I keep wanting to say Georgia's real name, but Georgia gets up.
I don't even remember her real name, honestly.
I got us the first round, I believe, of beers. Georgia gets up middle of the second inning and goes,
"You're already drained your beers 1 inning. Let's go."
Well, yeah, it's like an inning and a half.
Wow,
so
okay.
Georgia gets up. She's like, "Hey, you guys want another round?" And Oliver's girl just turns her and goes, "It's only the second and a half inning. I think I'm okay."
Oh,
and it was like kind of like super,
not in a fun, it wasn't in an ironic tongue in cheek. It was like you shouldn't be drinking this much.
It was bitchy.
Yeah, that's lame.
And she did stuff like that all the time.
Sure, that's lame. This is what happened to my friend. He married a woman who was like that too. Yeah,
she had lines like that where it was just
not that all women are, only 90%.
And I've said this before on the pod, but she's the type of person where if you're like, oh, like we're going to Milwaukee next weekend. You're like, how far is Milwaukee? And you're like, it's an hour and a half. She'd be like, no, it's 2 hours. Like she'll like that kind of person.
Well, I actually respect the need to be right. I actually like that. I'm more on her side again.
It hurts.
I do have a need to have an opinion on everything
a lot. That you have to be right like that.
But I usually am.
No,
always am.
Not all the time.
And maybe if it was 2 hours to Milwaukee, maybe you should apologize to her. Sorry, the lady wants to be right.
No, that's just like an example.
I know. I'm aware of
you know what, man?
I think it sounds like you maybe he probably doesn't hate you at all. It was probably not his call.
You think so?
She's like, I don't like Alex. We don't get along. Why would I pay $400 for him to go to our wedding?
We got along fine. I just talked a little shit, dude. I talked a little shit
about the love of his life.
So what? That happens all the time. This is not what I did.
I'm not saying it's right, but I can see now. Can you see the reason?
It wasn't enough to not invite to the wedding.
You don't think you ever called her a bitch while you were drunk?
I'll say this. Some of my boys that were in the fucking wedding concurred with me.
Sure, but there's a difference between nodding and...
Is that a good term? Is that a good enough word for you guys? They concurred.
That's a great word. That's good work. Elmo learned a new word. There we go. But
they big time concurred with me.
Yeah, but there's a difference between the guy who's nodding and the guy who's saying the shit talking. The guy who's saying it always gets killed first.
They doubled down with me a couple times.
Kanye was just the messenger, but we had to shoot him.
Yeah.
Okay.
They
You know what I'm
had
saying?
they had some chuckles with me on this shit. I mean,
Yeah.
they knew what the fuck I was talking about. And they also fucking had their own things to say.
Yeah, I'm just saying maybe you should apologize to Oliver and beg forgiveness
For what?
for talking shit about his girl.
Dude, I didn't even really, it wasn't even that bad. Also, she was mean to me and to Georgia, who's the love of my life.
Is she hot?
I see now I feel like that'd be real shit talk, like talking about her looks.
Wow, I agree, but I thought maybe you'd be cool for once. I guess episode 140 is just gonna be the same old shit we do every week. I guess we're not gonna take a risk finally. Wow.
I don't talk Gaza and I don't talk about girls' looks like that.
I talk about girls' looks constantly.
If they're really hot, then yeah, but I don't bring women down.
We had like a 30 episode streak where every episode you'd make the Fonz Google a hot white woman.
Right.
Yeah.
I like to lift women up. I don't like to bring them down.
That's true. That's
if you say
so
something
true.
stupid, you say something stupid. But I'm not
And
gonna
it
talk
just
about your looks
happens
like
to
that.
be women a lot who say the dumb things you get mad at.
Sometimes men say dumb stuff.
That's true. What's the last dumb thing a man said that made you angry?
You don't say different. You say different a lot, and it pisses me off in a way that's hard
Sorry,
to explain.
I'm just a little yokel from Minnesota.
You don't know how
It's
to
just
talk
a little bagel.
sometimes.
Give me a bagel.
Bagel
With cream cheese.
Yeah, Putin is worse than Kamala.
Oh, I
was
stand
so
by that. That was in the
dumb.
Patreon, so the listeners don't know what you're talking about. But
Yeah. Jeff went on a
I
lefty,
stand by-
lefty tirade, folks.
everyone on the Patreon agree with me.
No, some guys called you out.
Yeah, they were wrong. Yeah.
We got to move on, guys. I don't know what I'm going to do, but it was a big deal.
Incredible. Well, folks, as always, we can't do this podcast all by ourselves. We do it with the help of our sponsors, the Aquaponic Dispensary, Ounces of Hope in Memphis, Tennessee. It's the only weed that's good enough. I smoked this weed when I was in Edmonton, Alberta. I was living in a mall for 3 days. That's the only reason I'm still alive, folks. I could have drowned myself in the jacuzzi in my tiki-themed hotel room, but this weed was so good, it made me want to live another day. That's how good it is. What about you, Drago?
Guys, I smoked this weed and my shoulder is no longer dislocated.
Wow.
It's right back in place, and it's all because
So you'll play me in basketball tomorrow.
I'm ready to rock.
Wow. Thanks to Ounces of Hope. The pod's dream will finally come true. Use the code OSMIS on Ounces of Hope's website. You get a free pre-roll with an order over $50, folks. They got flour, they got edibles, they got whatever you want. Support Ounces of Hope in Memphis, Tennessee. And we're back.
Can I do a couple shout outs?
Okay, shout out.
Nick Siegel, a pod listener,
That was
Patreon
Brian
member.
Siegel.
It's Nick Siegel.
Oh, there's a Brian Siegel too then.
Well,
Okay.
he was at Sesh. He came to say what up to me. Obviously, the boy Tommy Nicoletti came to Philly.
Okay.
Got to shout out Ben Tavares. He had blood clots for 4 days.
What the hell?
He
What's
had
that
a-
have to do?
I think he had a
Because of your show?
I think he had a pulmonary embolism. He said
What's that have to do with, did he go to the show?
he got out of the hospital Friday morning, came to the show.
Wow.
In Philly.
I don't even know if that's a smart idea or not. Good for you, Ben, but I don't think you should do that.
There's some other pod people that said what up after the show. Thank you guys for coming. Also, I got to shout out Neil from Peach Pit and the Peach Pit Band. Do you know these guys?
I just learned about this. I didn't know about
Kind
them.
of like beachy indie rock. They're like a
Okay.
massively successful indie rock band.
Yeah, I saw they followed me. I saw that.
and
I looked
they
that up. I gotta listen to the music before I decide if I'm gonna block you or not, boys.
he
See if it's
DM'd me.
good.
Loves the pod. He said that we can come to their show next time they're in New York.
Dang, are they New York based?
I actually don't know where they're based out of. TBH. Oh, I think they're Canadian dudes. I can't remember.
Oh, well, I hate to say it, Peach Pit. Please unfollow.
I
If you
can't-
are Canadian, please unfollow.
So I was at the bar with Lucas, and I'm like, dude, this kind of this like big band followed me. He's like, who? And he shows me. He's like, Peach Pit fucking follows you. Are you fucking serious? The bartender 5 feet away goes, Peach Pit follows you. Like,
wow.
Yeah. She was like, wait, Peach Pit follows you? And then we played Peach Pit for like another hour at the bar.
Wow.
Before we went back to the hotel. Really good.
Dang.
Like, it was really cool
I gotta
music,
listen
man.
to 'em.
They can shred.
I can't decide. I don't know if this is good or bad.
Some of my
Because
trusted
if like Will I Am followed me, I wouldn't want that. So I want talented musicians to follow.
these
me.
guys can play.
I heard they are good.
My,
I've
my
heard good
trusted
things.
music friends, I sent it, I saw that they had followed Peach Pit, so I texted them. I was like, "Are these guys pretty good?" Before I get into them, and they're like, "Really good,
Dang.
really good. And they're great." So
okay,
thanks for the
listen
follow,
to
guys.
Peach Pit, folks.
Peach Pit, dude.
God, if Steely Dan followed me, that would be the dream. I mean, they don't exist anymore.
I'm about to say.
Yeah, that would never happen. But
Yeah.
that'd be my example.
God, what would really get my dick hard?
If Joaquin Noah, or Joakim Noah, Joaquin Noah. How do you say his name? Joakim Noah. Is that what it was? If he followed you, if Derrick Rose followed you,
if D Rose followed me, that'd be a big thing.
that would be good. Who's the biggest Isn't Evan Turner follow you?
Yeah.
And Sean Marion?
The Matrix. No, he doesn't follow
Or he
me.
was at a show one time.
Yeah, he's at the comedy bar.
Yeah, that's fun.
I'm trying to think of like who would be the most. What follow would I just really crumble? Ezra Koenig. If Ezra Koenig followed me,
no, you'd post it. You'd screenshot it. Yeah.
that would mean everything.
Wow. Okay.
Dude, his podcast is good. He's brilliant. One of the best albums of the last 20 years.
Really? Jesus.
Vampires of the City.
Weekend.
Man, Modern Vampires of the City is fucking
so
unreal.
dull.
You're crazy.
Oh my God.
You're on one today. You're kind of in a bad mood.
I'm in a terrible mood, but I stand by that regardless. They're a dull band. Come on.
The kid is in a tough
can't
mood.
Play.
But yeah, dude, what else? What's going on with you, man? Your turn to talk.
Oh, I'm around 40 minutes in. Okay, I guess give Geoff the floor. We've reached the part where we kind of wind the thing down. Let's let Geoff talk.
Well, you didn't write anything down, you said.
No, I don't write anything because I write in the tablet of my mind, like Lil Wayne. Remember that line? I don't write nothing because I ain't got time. Something like that.
What's your tablet saying?
It's saying I was in LA, did some shows at the Hollywood Improv. Los Angeles comedy is such absolute trash.
Yeah.
Los Angeles crowds. Los Angeles sucks.
Yeah.
The crowds there are just hot, stupid idiots who want you to talk to them. The second you talk about anything that's not men do this, women do this, they're like, what the fuck are you doing?
Ooh.
I was so mad at this show at the Hollywood Improv.
So I
got pissed. I killed the second show because I realized what I had to do, but it pissed me off.
What happened? What'd you have to do?
I just had to like kind of hack it up and do crowd work about sex, and they loved it.
Ooh.
And then I like make fun of this guy's girlfriend. They love that shit. But it's just I can't talk about it. It has to be on the Patreon, but there were a couple comics on there. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, LA.
There was one very famous celebrity who dropped in, then it was just painful to watch.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we'll talk about that in the Patreon, folks. So remember to join the Patreon.
I'm excited about that.
Yes,
please join the Patreon.
$3. What do they get, Drago?
An extra episode a week. $5 gets you an extra video and audio episode per week. $10 gets you free tickets to any show.
The Patreon's really where we let it hang out. I honestly think the regular episodes are fairly mid, but the Patreon's where we really go.
Yeah, Geoff lets me go
Patreon's where we
off about
argue
my drama.
about whether the U.S. war machine's worse than the Russian war machine, which, of course, it is. But Drago just doesn't. His third eye hasn't been opened yet. One day he'll know. Okay. One day he'll understand that red, white, and blue they're bad colors, folks.
The third eye reference I kind of get, but not really.
Third eye. That's like a classic, like Indian, like subcontinent Eastern religion thing.
I wish you were separate from that ledge, my friend.
Oh, so did you think I was referencing the band?
No, but it's just
that's what they're named after. Yeah. It's like a very like Eastern religion thing. Your third eye, open it up.
Interesting.
Did you think the band Third Eye Blind invented that?
No.
Oh, thank God. Okay. That would have been a tough one. that would have been a new canary in the coal mine right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was a big one.
That was a big one. What else has been going on? My Vikings 4-0, best team in the NFL.
I called it. I saw Sammy D for one game. I go, this is it.
You did. I don't know. Blind Squirrel gets
a little bit of a
every
scout. I'm a little bit of an NFL scout.
Yeah.
Lately, dude. I kind of know talent when
you
I see it.
You are a scout. I beat Alex in fantasy football this week. Crushed him.
I think I'm done.
I did the moral thing. I texted him. I was like, by the way, your tight end's injured like an hour before the game. And he went, who cares?
It's over.
I told you he was going to get 0 points. And he didn't even. That's a classic self-defeat, self-sabotage.
I wish you could kill yourself in fantasy.
What?
I wish you could just kill your team,
What? Just quit? You just everyone who plays you gets a win?
Essentially.
I mean, I don't think it's going to matter whether you play or not. Your team's so bad.
They're so bad.
Yeah, you really fucked up. You can't give up now. You could still get waiver wires for the next 3 or 4 weeks.
I had a good year.
You could rebuild
last
your
year.
team.
I'm still riding the high last year was a good year.
Right, but everyone always remembers the guy who repeats more.
Yeah,
I'm going for the crown again.
You are not going to.
I'm not going to. I don't think, because 5 of my players broke their legs, but otherwise I could.
Yeah, the NFL, dude. Those guys are. It's like getting hit by a car.
Every single player in the NFL is injured right now. It's insane.
I think they're too fast and too strong.
I don't know why you would do the NFL for more than like 3 years. Andrew Luck is the king.
Mhm.
Got out after like 6 years, made $50 million, just quit.
Smart guy.
I don't know why you would play more than like, I'll say 5 years. It's going to ruin your life in such a way. It is not worth it.
Doesn't Brett Favre have Parkinson's now?
Yeah, Brett Favre can barely speak.
What is what happens when you get Parkinson's?
You shake a lot. You have uncontrollable shaking. That's all I know. That's the main thing I know is tremors and stuff. I think memory might be involved too.
Because that was a big thing. Like his thing was like he never missed a game.
Yeah, because he was addicted to Vicodin. He would just chug Vicodin before every game.
Oh,
He was railing painkillers.
okay.
Yeah, and like sending dick pics all under a bleary opioid rage.
Damn.
Just sending dick pics to cheerleaders and stuff.
Man, he could still get rocked up with all that Vicodin.
Stealing money from Mississippi welfare funds or something. He stole like $800,000 from like a school fund or something like that.
I'm a bad guy.
No, that's actually cool. Stealing from the government's cool. I'm just sorry it had to be taken from the children.
Yeah, you've kind of.
No, I'm
slid
kidding.
off the
That's not.
government
No,
for a
I'm kidding.
bit.
That I would never steal from that. No, I just don't.
No, I know.
I will pay taxes this year. I will.
Did you last year?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did it. Nothing happened. I just had to pay like a 2% penalty or something. It was no big deal.
Once you logged back into the grid, they were like, "Hey, wait a sec."
They're like, they also knew exactly what I owed. Why do we have to do it? They're like, "Oh, you owe this much." I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'll pay it."
From like the past years.
Yeah, they know what we owe.
Oh,
I feel like they're just like, let's see if they do it. I feel like they're just like, let's see if those little vermin actually do their taxes.
Oh.
Otherwise, the IRS just be like, oh, you owe $50,000. Okay, I'll pay it.
Why?
There's a penalty. There's a slight penalty.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
That's really. Yeah, I feel like it should be easier to do your taxes, right?
it should. They should. They can keep track of everything else? So why can't they keep track of my W-9s?
Yeah.
Why do we? They watch every tweet we send and all the videos we share, but they can't keep track of our taxes.
Yeah, especially with the healthcare.
They're just
stuff.
like, come on, be honest, young man.
I get a call like I owe like $60 for this. I missed an appointment a few weeks ago.
For what? Doctor?
Yeah.
Wow, a little Mayo checkup.
No, I had like an ear thing. And I just
You're going to
missed
the
it.
doctor for an ear thing?
Yeah.
Is it bleeding? Like, what's going on?
It's fine now, but actually what happened was, it's embarrassing to say, but a few months ago,
Someone came in your ear.
I ripped out I had an earplug in overnight.
Okay.
And I was like on the road, I couldn't sleep or whatever, so I put earplugs in
Okay.
and I ripped it out too fast. And it like kind of like shook my eardrum a little bit. It was
What?
kind of like
Is that
ripped
a
out.
thing that can happen?
So then I look on the bottle and it's like, do not take these out too fast,
Oh.
or you will have.
Oh, it's like one of those like styrofoam ones you like smush in there. It like
Yeah.
forms to your ear. Oh
Yeah.
no.
And it will damage your eardrum. I was like,
Jesus Christ. So your
okay.
ear was just reverberating for hours afterwards. Just like you got tinnitus now.
Well, yeah. So it was kind of shitty for like a week. Then I scheduled an appointment. And then it got better after a few weeks. So do you know what sucked? It was like for like 2 weeks, I would try to go to 2 concerts. It was like
It was too loud.
My ear hurt like a mother.
You couldn't bring earplugs?
Huh?
You couldn't wear earplugs?
I did bring earplugs to one.
Oh, okay.
But it was still,
Wow.
but that experience
Old
sucked.
man. You hate to see it.
But yeah, then I had the checkup and we're fine. My ears are okay, guys. My ears are okay.
Thank
So
God.
we're
What about
back.
your shoulder from while we played and you
Quick update on the shoulder.
mysteriously couldn't finish game 3?
Guys, it's bad. I gotta go to see a physical therapist.
You're going to see a physical
It's
therapist?
just not healing.
Are you doing the exercise? People were commenting exercises. Did you do them?
I did today.
The hanging thing? You did the hanging
I
thing?
didn't hang today. Yeah,
I've heard that that's a thing you
because
can
it
do.
fucking hurts still. That's the problem.
Yeah, but the physical therapy does hurt. That's kind of the point.
Don't
yeah.
you start physical therapy like after it heals first?
No.
What?
No, you definitely have to. You do it, you'll ramp it up more, but you should do some stuff
Okay.
because then the muscles are going to get weak. You
All right.
want them to be strong. That's
All
the
right.
whole. Isn't that the whole thing? Your shoulder needs to be stronger so it doesn't pop out.
I'll do more band
I
work.
could. I'll ask my sister. Her and her husband are physical therapists.
You'll call your sister the one time a year to help
No,
me
I won't
out.
call her. I'll text her. I would never. We don't talk on the phone. Talking on the phone's for barbarians.
It is so insane.
I don't talk on the phone. I don't.
I can't believe
It's a disgusting thing. I can't believe anyone does it. When someone's FaceTiming on the train, I want to kill them. I legitimately I moved to another train car. I can't be around
What?
people talking on the train or like people who talk to the people. If you make I sat next to this woman and she like made friends with this guy next to her and I had to listen to them talk the whole flight. That's wrong.
But I think
That's wrong.
Wait a minute. You thought that like a modern love story was wrong?
No, it wasn't even love. They were both married. They just were like in the same line of work and talked about the work. It was like a 60-year-old woman and like a 35-year-old guy. It was not love. It was just them talking about like consulting. That's it. You can't do that. The plane's a quiet space. You cannot talk.
Yeah.
Can you get up? That's the only thing you can say.
You should.
I gotta go.
Yeah, you shouldn't. You shouldn't talk, and you should. I honestly think that if you're in the aisle, you shouldn't be allowed to sleep.
I'll allow that.
I gotta poop sometimes.
Yeah, well, you should sit in the aisle. I also think if you sit on the inner seats, you can't poop. You have to poop where you sit. You have to. You can't poop on a plane. You're pooping on the plane.
I pee a lot too.
Peeing fine, but you can't poop on a plane.
The pee.
It has to be diarrhea if you poop.
Okay.
If it's solid and it hits the bottom, you have to pay double. If you just I'm sorry, I had to go.
Dude, I pooped on the train on the way back from Philly.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the MTA.
Yeah,
I was like,
pooped on the train on the way back from Philly. That was pretty good.
Okay.
That's pretty solid.
Amtrak. Yeah, that's great.
Amtrak is good.
I love the Amtrak. Because you went to Philly.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Good show.
Good show.
Brendan Burrows show. Caked up comedy. Really good time.
Yeah. Where at in Philly? Is it a brewery or what's
Triple
it?
Bottom Brewery. Yeah. And I went to the Fishtown Fest before. My buddy Danny and his wife Dara, they took care of me. They showed me around. Philly's awesome.
Philly's a great city.
Philly over Boston. I'll say it.
Yeah, I would say that. Boston's too hard to get around. It's too hard
Way
to get
too
around.
hard to get around. It's not walkable, and it's like overrated food scene. Like not really good. Like the food's fine. It becomes a suburb in like 3 minutes. It's kind of shitty.
But some of your best memories of your life were there also.
I crushed it when I lived in Boston. As a college athlete, I did everything you needed to do besides win.
That is true.
Everything you needed to do besides get W's.
Okay.
I got my coach fired.
You were so bad you got your coach fired.
We were so bad we got our coach fired.
Man, that man's dreams crumbled, went down the drain.
Seeing grown men cry like that, you shouldn't see that when you're in college. You shouldn't see that until later in
Because
life.
then you realize that how fragile our dreams really are.
You really realize like what life is all about when you see like 50-year-old dudes just bawling like babies, dude.
Oh, did he ever get another job?
Yeah.
At a D1 school?
Yeah, UPenn.
Oh, but that's a step down.
It is, but still pays great.
Yeah,
You know,
he's doing fine. He's doing fine.
Just fine. folks.
Okay.
We do got to wind this down in a second.
What?
Here,
We
but
have 9 minutes left.
we got a lot
All
of
he
time.
wants to do is just deprive you people of joy and content. His number one modus operandi is let's go home and let's get back on Hinge.
I've been off Hinge for 4 months. I'm getting back on Hinge on my birthday. I've decided.
When's your birthday again? It's in
December 1st.
I knew it was December.
It's okay.
December. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to get back on. I've been off.
Wow.
I've been
all
off.
the women are marking their calendars like, I heard Alex is coming back.
Been off
He's
for-
got a new profile picture, I hear.
I've been off for a little too long.
He's going to do an audio prompt this time.
I got a new 20 for you guys.
Going to do an audio prompt?
No.
I saw you last night, went to a Serbian restaurant. How did it feel to
Kafana.
get reacquainted to your culture?
My people, they know how to smoke a meat.
Where is this restaurant?
East Village.
East Village.
Really good.
Expensive?
It wasn't that bad.
Wow. What did you
Cash
get?
only, which is suspect, but very on the
okay,
money.
so it's a front.
Yeah, it's on the money.
They're
for
buying money for child soldiers.
Very Serbian of them.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful restaurant. It's very quaint and it's a really good vibe. And
What'd you get?
We got kobasica, which is like a sausage.
It's just sausage. Just like
it's
a
like
good
a
sausage.
spicy sausage. It's excellent.
Okay, I like
excellent.
that.
And then you get this different kind of sausage called chivops.
Oh, I've heard of that
chivapi.
one. Okay.
And then we got this pork shoulder. I don't know how to say it. I'd butcher the name. But then we got masso. We got this kind of like meat plate to start.
Wait, you got a meat plate before getting 2 sausages and a pork shoulder?
In Serbian culture.
Is it like a tapas thing?
You got the meat before the meat.
It's a tapas thing. It's like small little dishes. It's only like one little sausage. You share it all.
It's pretty big. The sausage is actually pretty big.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
And then we also got. So here's where they fucked up. We got the spinach pita.
Okay.
Worst spinach pita I've had in a long time.
Is this like spinach artichoke dip?
No.
I don't know
Spinach
what
pita.
spinach pita.
It's like a disc. So it's like spinach and like feta cheese. That's like
in pita bread.
In like pita bread, yeah. It's usually like a disc.
That sounds great.
So usually it's very like gooey and like chewy.
You rip it off.
And like it's very like you rip it off essentially.
Huh. So you're okay doing that, but when I said that Ethiopian food, you ripped it up. You said that was barbaric.
No, we use a knife. We use a knife for this
my
one.
God.
You can rip it off.
It should.
But this one this spinach pita they made was like a brick. It was like
it's got to be soft.
It was like a
It's got to
cake.
be hot.
So it was very that was disappointing. But I went with Mike Racine, Nate Fisher,
Okay.
and Nate's girlfriend Amber.
Did Mike lay the law into you about Israel Palestine? He bring it up?
He didn't really.
Oh, he does. Okay, good.
He didn't
Okay.
really, but he's the man. He's one of the good ones, dude.
Yeah,
I love
that sounds
Racine.
like a good time.
Yeah, I'm friends with all these lefty lunatics.
Huh? It's interesting. Maybe one day you'll realize what you like.
Just
Maybe one day you'll realize.
friends with these fucking psychos.
Yeah, you want to be friends with lefty lunatics and you want to fuck zealous Zionists. Yeah. Yeah. You fuck what you hate.
I'm trying to bring you guys together.
Yeah. Okay.
You fuck what you hate.
fuck what you hate. Absolutely.
Pretty funny.
Well, I guess you'd have sex with more black women if that was true.
Oh
But,
my
oh,
god!
come on. Can we have fun anymore?
Everyone,
folks?
chill out. I'm a good man.
Oh my
man
god.
of the people.
We'll see.
I actually DM'd a black woman over the weekend. She didn't get back to me.
Wow.
I swear to God.
Wow, they're on a different time. Don't worry. It take a lot longer to respond.
Swear
Come
to
on.
God, she was visiting from San Francisco. We matched on Hinge like 6 months ago. I saw she was back in town.
How'd you see she was back in town if you were off Hinge?
I still follow her on Instagram.
Oh my God. Is that all you follow is former Hinge matches on Instagram?
I follow them and NBA accounts.
What'd you say to this woman who you've never met her?
No, but
I'm interested in what
so
goes
we were
on.
going to meet up last time. She was in town, and but I was hanging out with someone else, unfortunately.
Oh my God.
Brutal.
Blessed and blessed.
So I wanted to see her. She's really hot.
Oh.
But she's stiff armed me this weekend.
I love that. Good.
Black.
Good. That's good. Good. That's good, folks.
Good guy alert.
This is progress. This is the future of America.
Yes.
Make some beige caramel children together.
That would be great.
That's the goal, man.
I need a little speed on my children.
Jesus.
That was
Christ.
a joke.
Oh, I know. I said something brutal 2 minutes ago too. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it's pretty okay.
Yeah, we got to talk about, what's this web series? We'll talk about that in the Patreon. You're making a web series?
I'm making Dan Carney and Yvette Sagan are making a web series that I'm in.
Oh, you didn't. It's what they wrote.
I helped them write the pilot episode, but then the rest.
Oh, it's like an actual 20-minute long episode.
These are 5-minute episodes for the web series, but they want to be able to submit it to be a real TV series. They got a bunch of money behind it from sponsors. It's
Who
cool.
are you? What's your character?
So we'll talk about it in the Patreon.
Okay, we'll talk about it in the Patreon. Alex's first movie role, folks. That's fun.
Yeah, it'll be good. What about you? What you got for us?
Well, in the Patreon, I'll talk about the Don't Tell taping.
Oh,
We did that
yeah.
in Los Angeles. A few people were there. Drago writes down the pod people to shout out. I don't. Maybe he's a better man than I am. I just remember you all in my hearts.
Yeah.
I'll never forget your faces. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, you guys rock. We really appreciate it.
We do appreciate
or
the
I
people.
do. I don't know about Geoff.
I do. Yeah, I just don't. I got other things to do. But yeah.
He's got a life.
I got like a book to read or something. Sorry, I didn't write down your names.
Yeah, he's got to read about whatever.
Robert Moses, Power Broker, the hot new book of the year. Every white man's reading it. If you're not, are you really a masculine white man? You're either watching football or reading the Power Broker. Which one are you?
You do both.
I'm a Renaissance man, but not everyone can dare to dream like I do.
All right.
Yeah.
Dude, and ball's coming back.
Basketball. Yeah, the cat trade for the Timberwolves.
We can talk about that too.
We'll talk the big trade
and we'll
for
answer
the
your
Timberwolves.
questions. There's a couple of really good ones I want to get to.
Answer the questions. And Drago, what do we do now at the end though, Drago? We plug.
We plug big
What do you
time.
got coming up in the next couple
I'm
rest of
telling
October? What do you got?
Guys, you know I'm out with Geoff all of November. Cleveland, Atlanta, Philly, and then I'm in Chicago 11/27.
God, are you with me in Cleveland, Atlanta, and Philly?
I don't know why you did 3 weeks in a row.
Three
like that,
weekends
bro.
in a row? Okay, we might have to. I hope you're not planning to use that for rent money because we might have to switch you out.
That's
there.
quite a bit.
We
That's
might have
quite
to,
a bit.
I might have to move John Kennedy in one of those.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a lot of Al.
He didn't even mention Madison, which is the one that's happening soon.
Comedy on State, guys. I will be burying Geoff 5 straight shows. It's going to be a bloodbath.
I like how Drago thinks he's featuring. I forgot to tell him he's actually hosting, and we're having
telling
a
ya.
new open micer in Madison feature. I want to see if they can stretch.
Guys, I'm telling you, it's going to be tough for Geoff, and I'm sorry that you're going to have to switch allegiances.
Yeah, come out, Madison, Wisconsin. Also, I'm in Salt Lake. I didn't invite Drago there because he has a lot of anti-Mormon jokes. Wait, I actually heard about you getting into a fight with some Mormon on stage or something. I was with Bassam Shaw, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I did this weekend with Drago in Madison." Drago got in a fight with someone from BYU on stage.
Well, I don't remember like these tips.
He's like, yeah, that was like the one anecdote he shared from the weekend you were together. He's like, oh yeah, Drago got in a big fight with a BYU person over a Mormon joke.
Ooh, that stinks.
Did you just black this out? You just don't remember it at all?
No, I don't remember.
That's funny. Wow. See, I don't even think you'd be welcome in Utah. So
No, I
got
Mormon.
Wilfred Padua on those.
Oh yeah, dude, I had a Mormon.
You used to have a Mormon joke like, no Mormons here, right?
Yeah.
And then there probably was one, and you probably went, fuck you, in your tactful way.
I probably did. God damn, that joke was insane.
That was a fun
I
one.
can't believe I never got that on. I'll get that on tape at some point.
Okay. I got Salt Lake, Spokane, Cleveland, Detroit, St. Louis, Atlanta, New Orleans. Unfortunately, we did cancel the show in Mississippi because I realized it's almost impossible to get to Mississippi. So you third world fucks will unfortunately not get entertainment. I thought Oxford, Mississippi was a major city. It's a city of 25,000 people. There was no way to get to it. I'm sorry. We had to cancel the show.
I kind of want to talk about the longshoreman strike. It could be interesting in the logistics community.
Wow. Those are words I would have never in a million years thought would have come out of your mouth, right? I could have guessed for the rest of my life. What's Drago going to want to talk about? The longshoreman strike.
You don't hear about this?
I heard of it. I didn't think you were into union labor in solidarity.
I'm getting emails from my company about it too.
I love. Okay. We could talk about the revolution in the Patreon.
It's legit, dude.
It's awesome. A longshoreman rip. Okay. This has been episode 140 of the You're an Idiot podcast, folks. Join us on the Patreon. We have been N-word free for 60 episodes. We're 60% of the way there, folks. We're 3/5 of the way there, which is interesting considering the word we're going to say at episode 100.
Let's go.
A reference. Did that 3/5? Does that mean anything to you?
3/5 compromise.
What does that mean?
It was a thing in the Declaration of Independence.
Maybe, or the Constitution. I don't actually remember, but yeah.
It was one of those things, and they had 3/5 a vote.
Who?
Like black people.
But they didn't actually. Did they get a vote?
In my heart, they did.
They just counted it. It's for like deciding who gets the most representatives.
When I was learning about it in history class, I was like, please.
You were like 3/5. That's actually a really good shooting percentage.
Yeah.
You're like, he'd be MVP.
66%.
Also, R.I.P. Dikembe Mutombo, R.I.P. Pete Rose, R.I.P. Chris Christopherson. A lot of famous people died in the last few days.
Brutal.
Very sad. I got the story about Chris Christopherson, actually.
Let's go.
He's amazing. I wasn't there, but I read it in a book. But yeah. Okay. Good night and good luck. Bye. Dude, doesn't that rip?
You're an idiot.
No, you're an idiot.